Yes, Janae.
Hey, what's up, PK?
Hey, you ain't playing with him tonight.
I just wanted to be pretty tonight. That's all.
Well, you pretty all the time. You just extra pretty tonight.
Oh, you're so nice. You're so nice.
Yes, you look nice. You look nice. Kudos.
You
kudos,
too. You got your little your pocket square in. You still got gala vibes. I know you was at a gala this weekend.
I sure was. I sure was. Shout out to the girl Power Rocks. They had a gala the other night that I was able to. I didn't host the whole thing, but I hosted a portion of raising the funds. It seems like I'm good at that. Mm-hmm. I'm good at getting to the money.
Well,
what up?
Then get us some money.
Yeah, you know how the cliche goes. I'm good at getting everybody else's money except for my own. I'm so sorry you partnered with me on this.
Oh gosh, oh my gosh, we gonna get it together, friend, because you ain't getting other people money and not getting us money. Okay,
I know. We will, but I think right now we putting in God's good work. And it's gonna all play out. It's gonna play out for us, man. But hey, listen, we see the fam is in here already. The audio is audioing good. All right. So we want to welcome everybody to our world. That Part Podcast 305. No, not the drink, Janae.
I mean,
no, I'm not mad at you because remember the first two series, I was having a drink every.
I always have a drink.
I know, but I guess you never had it present.
No. It's usually in a cup that you can't see it.
Oh, okay.
Because I have it in a glass cup tonight. You
are showing out tonight. Well, we're here for it, Janae. We're here for it, Janae. You deserve that drink. All right, of water for our sponsors.
That part.
Or whatever you serve, sponsors. Yeah, that's what's in that cup. Oh. But we're in good spirits today. Nothing's gonna rain on our parade. I want to start off the show by again welcoming everyone to the show. Thank you for our loyal listeners, our family members, our new members. The first thing we're going to ask you to do if you're joining us is please subscribe. Thank you. Could you just take a moment and subscribe to this podcast on YouTube? It means a lot to us, and it's going to help us, grow as a community to get these messages out. All right. My second thing before I go into our accolades is I want to thank Janae, Tate, my co-host, and Hilo News for allowing us to break format. Usually this show is about political topics and policies and democracy and all those things. But Janae and Hilo News found it very important that we take this opportunity to address men's health, specifically Black men who seem to be more prideful when it comes to their health. Versus any other group. And, they have their reasons. We have things like the Tuskegee experiment and all these different things that Black men have been through that cause them not to want to go to the doctor as they should, But, times have changed and there's a lot of information out there and we need to change with the times, especially if it's going to help to save the lives of our fathers, brothers, uncles, cousins, sons, So that it's definitely a topic that we need to have, and I just want to thank Janae and Hilo News for allowing us to break format to have this discussion.
Oh wow, thank you. Of course, I love Black men. I love,
literally.
I know, right? Literally. So I want you guys to be healthy, but just also too, kudos to you and thank you for bringing this to our attention and bringing this opportunity our way. I know, we're going to get into it and people will see you are part of this amazing conversation talking about men's health. So I thought it was important that we extend our platform and not just make it that part episode, but also make it a Hilo News episode as well, where we're trying to reach as many Black men as possible. Also, too, there is a pledge that you can take that will include into an article. And I see Karen Gray, if you want to put the information in the chat as well for people to take a pledge. We want Black men to take a pledge to improve their health. So yeah, this is a very important conversation. And a lot of times we neglect Black men when it comes to like these sensitive topics, when it comes to like care and wellness. And, we need to be just as vigilant and attentive to Black men as we are Black women or any other group of people.
For sure, for sure. And then, you know, we're always meant to be the strongest, the toughest, and sometimes we take that a little bit too far, you know.
Mhm.
I've been a victim of that. So listen, just to kind of set up what you're going to experience today, we're going to have a video for you. Do we have it as one run, or are we breaking it up into the three parts? Uh,
Uh, Derica, let us know in the chat because I assume she was editing it
thank
together
you.
to be
I,
one.
right.
Yeah, so it's one episode, like one clip or long clip of a conversation talking about men's health. And PK, can you kind of pre them because you were part of it?
Yeah,
Like, what are
definitely.
we going to expect with this conversation?
For sure, glad to. So, shout out to some of the members are in here right now that put together this amazing thing. And you know what's so beautiful about this? I ain't gonna lie to tell y'all. It's very touching and sweet. Is that it's a group of women that put this together. Group of women that put this together, and basically what they're asking us as men to do is to make a pledge that we will go see a doctor, that we will check ourselves out. If you're not aware, this is Prostate Cancer Awareness Month in the month of September, also sickle cell as well. So, you know, those are two things that as people of color, we suffer from on a higher level than any other group. So, you know, I find it fitting and amazing that these amazing women all grouped together,
Definitely
contacted some really powerful, you know, Black men to sit down in a barbershop and have these conversations about their health. Now, what's really interesting about it is that we didn't I moderated this this panel, so to speak, that we had in the barbershop, but this barbershop conversation, as we like to call it.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, we didn't have any prior conversations. We just dove right into it. So it's very genuine. It's 25 minutes long. I encourage everyone to check it out and embrace it. And please grab, you know, if you're a young lady and you're watching, grab your husband, your stepdad, or someone to take note and watch this and enjoy this with you, or please send the link to someone that you know you would like to make sure that they are checking on their health. You know, thank you so much, Karen. Brought to you by the Health Foundation of South Florida as part of their Black Health Summit. Thank you so much, Karen. You know, I'll be shooting from the hip more times, so I'll be having no notes in front of me. You know, that's my style. But I appreciate you giving that information. And Karen is one of the amazing young ladies, Nancy, and a lot of them are actually elected officials as well. So, you know, I want to note that as well. So they're actually working with cities or they're actual elected officials that find this so important for us as Black men to make sure that, you know, we're getting checked out. So big shout outs to our producer who put this together because this ran on a TV show, and I was able to watch it with my family when it ran live. It was really cool. We all got excited and watched it. So we're actually rerunning it, and it will live forever, of course, on this episode as well. So if you can't get to that person you want to contact to see it, they can see it at any time with this episode that we're doing here today. So thank you again for everyone who's involved. Thank you again, Janae, Hello News. I hope you enjoy this segment. After the segment, like I said, it's going to be 25 minutes long. We're going to hang back and be able to kind of talk about some of the comments that you have and some questions that you may have that we can get from you and get the answers to those questions as well for you. All right. So we are going to hang out for a little bit after we premiere this this amazing barbershop conversation moderated by yours truly, Papa Keith. I had Senator Dwight Bullard with me. I had current Senator Shevrin Jones with me. And I also had your boy with me too, Janae.
Dexter Bridgeman, founder of MIA Media Group, MIA Magazine and Legacy Magazines, and one of my mentors.
Yes, and I think honestly, I was hoping we could have had him on tonight because his piece was really the most touching, I'd say, out of everybody, because he actually went through some personal things that he expressed in the video you're about to watch. So without further ado, let's get to it. Thank you so much, Derica, our show producer. We'll be on the sidelines.
There goes Senator.
Hey,
Aquarius.
twin. What's good,
What's
Senator?
going on, everyone? Always a
Mr.
pleasure.
Bridgeman.
Always a pleasure.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Hey, welcome to Barbershop Conversation. What's up? It's Papa Keith. It's all about men's health and brotherhood. That's what we're talking about today. And I have some esteemed guests that I want to introduce you to here with me. To my left, the one and only Mr. Dexter Bridgeman. Pleasure to have you, CEO of MIA Media Group.
And a proud member of Alpha Phi Fraternity Incorporated.
All right, you got to do the whole thing that y'all do.
Oh, 6.
All right, there you go. Thank you for amusing me. We have our state senator, the one and only Shevrin Jones in the building.
Brother Keith, how you doing, brother?
Blessed, glad to have you, sir.
I'm happy to be here. Welcome to the district.
Yes.
And I'm also a proud member of the Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated. And we're happy to be here with you today.
That's what's up. Thank you, man. Thank you. We got our former state senator, the one and only, my birthday twin, Dwight Bullard in the building.
Yes, sir. Shout out to my fellow Aquarian here. This used to be my district as well. So
Yes.
welcome to what used to be District 39 back in the day. And I'm a proud member of Kappa Alpha Psi. As they say, before you do the final copy, there must be a rough draft. So shout out to them alphas, but we know the deal.
I'm trying to be nice.
I mean, you know.
Hey, these barbershop conversations are brought to you by Health Foundation of South Florida. We really appreciate them definitely wanting us to tap in and having pretty much a brotherhood conversation about something that's really important, our health, right?
Yeah.
So in honor of Prostate Awareness Month, September, we are having this initiative to Take Your Loved One to the Doctor campaign. And that's, what we're pushing, and that's what we want to achieve. We want people to tap someone on the shoulder, be like, let's go. You know what I mean? So the conversation is going to start with us, but we want this conversation to spread like wildfire amongst our community, our brothers, and others, just to understand the importance
Absolutely.
of mental and men's health, and especially amongst us as brothers,
Yeah.
We have an amazing special broadcast courtesy of you, and we are very appreciative of that to put the word out and let people know what we're trying to do.
Thank you.
You know what I'm saying? So listen, we want everyone to take the pledge. That's the first thing you have to do, is to take the pledge. It's very important that you take the pledge, all right? We need you to do that yourself, take the pledge. The next thing is encourage other men and family members to also take the pledge and to get involved as well. Then lead by example. We gotta go to the doctor. Taking the pledge is one part of it. You gotta follow through. And sometimes that's the bigger issue, is the follow through, right? We'll talk a good game and then the follow through will fall short. So this is what we're trying to accomplish here today with this messaging, all right? So gentlemen, I wanna thank you so much once again for being here, and we're gonna run through some questions and have some fun with it. What do you think is the reason why so many Black men delay going to the doctor, even when they know something ain't right?
Well, I'll jump in. We're creatures of habit, and the reality is that for many of us, we didn't learn the necessity of going to the doctor. Put my history hat on for 2 seconds, right? We didn't have access to doctors for generations, right? It was always some sort of, family member or somebody in the community that might check on you. But in terms of the actual practice of medicine, that wasn't always readily available. But one of the reasons why this conversation is so important is because when you think about, folks like Dr. Hale Williams or Charles Drew, these are famous Black folks who understood their intellect, the need for Black folks to do their thing, and the necessity of going to the doctor. So, I had the benefit of a parent who took me to the doctor. Other folks may not have had that, So we have to break that cycle.
If anybody's from the Caribbean, they'll know what I'm talking about.
That's right.
The cure all for everything is ginger tea.
Ginger
Yeah.
tea.
Ginger tea will fix everything.
Or ginger
Or
ale.
Will fix everything.
Or drink you some water.
Yeah. Go
Your
lay
mama
down.
said, go lay down.
That's
Drink
a
you some
fact.
water.
And and we all know that there has to be, and some of that works, okay, to a certain degree. But when you're talking about major issues in your body, whether it's prostate cancer, whether it's diabetes, or whether it's something else, you need systemic medicine to help you out and to cure and to hopefully cure your problem, your medical issue.
Now, you touched on something that I want to kind of expound on a little bit more, feeling the pressure to be strong.
Yeah.
And how that really, plays a role in this, when it comes to your health. And where do you think that pressure comes from?
I think it comes from just being Black men, or from a generational perspective, and from the time you come out the womb, you're taught that you got to be strong, that you can't cry, and that's changing to a certain degree, because I don't have any children, but at the same time, when I do mentor, I have a lot of mentees out there, and I tell them all the time, it's nothing. Strong men cry. Strong men, tell, it's nothing wrong with saying I'm sorry. It's nothing wrong with having some empathy and sympathy and all of that. So, I think it's times are changing, and it has to. It has to.
Definitely.
My dad used to always say, everybody's tough until they get bad news.
Right.
And so, and that's why I make mention of that. Sometimes by the time we get into the place where we know we need to go get the checkup, and listen, that toughness is gone. Now you got to figure out what's the plan of action, and some men don't even know where to start when you're talking about getting a medical plan of action.
I want to ask from your perspective, though, as a senator, as a community leader, elected official, that whole be strong is really in your character, right?
Right.
So from your position specifically, how do you manage that?
Well, as far as what? As far as being strong?
No, how do you manage, as far as being strong and being able to let people know that, you have to do these things as well. You have to go to the doctor, you have to get checked out,
Well, lead by example. And I'm not afraid to tell my story as it pertains to, like, as far as my health is, whether it was my back accident that I had, and I had to learn to walk again, or me having protein S deficiency, where I had 4 blood clots when I was in the legislature, when the senator was there, and all of that came because thank God for health insurance, because I didn't, I wouldn't have known to go to a hematologist who now need to test my blood to figure out what type of disease I got, and come to find out that there's somebody else in my family, probably my nephews, who also have the same thing. So, as far as my strength is concerned, I don't know if being strong was even a thing. It was really like, listen, I want to tell people, like, this is what I'm dealing with, this is what I'm going through, and listen, go get your checkup. But that's not even just talking about going to a doctor. I'm talking about even mental health, like going to therapy. I'm not afraid to. I go to therapy. I love going every other Thursday because I need it, right?
Yeah.
And so we should be encouraging those type of things. I think that when leaders come out of this bubble to where I'm just a politician and not a human, I think people can relate more. Be like, oh yeah, you were sick too. All right, got it. Now I can relate to it. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, but let's be real. If we're going to be honest about this conversation, we're like 3-4 generations removed from slavery.
Facts.
So we're talking about not having, like, this perception of being strong was one where you had no other choice.
Right.
Right. And so it just continues to reinforce itself generation after generation. So how, as an example, my dad's dad was a military, but was also a domestic, right? Served as a butler. So if my dad didn't see his dad go to the doctor, how then can he tell me to go to the doctor?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And like, that's one of those like very simple things that we tend to forget about.
Yeah.
Is that, we're talking about folks who are just removed from sharecropping. The Tuskegee experiment ended in 1972.
Yeah.
You know, so the distrust of the medical profession is real and legitimate for a lot of people. But at the same time, because multiple things can be true, Black men are disproportionately affected by colorectal cancer, prostate cancer, diabetes, heart disease. You know, I remember during the 80s, AIDS ravaging Black communities, primarily because we didn't want to buy in to the notion of how to protect ourselves. You know, things like intravenous drug use, you know, needing to limit that, you know, wearing condoms and those things. And so I get the duality of the medical profession taking advantage of Black men, but we have to also recognize that we're being ravaged by real disease. And it's not to say that the ginger teas and the remedies that we grew up with aren't beneficial, but you got to go get checked out. Like, you know, it's like how you want to battle cancer is up to you, but you got to know you got it.
Yeah, that part.
Right? You know, if you got heart disease, same thing.
Yes, indeed. All right. Stick with us, man. It's about you. We'll be right back. Hey, we're back with Black Men's Conversations here in the barbershop, and man, it's going really, really well. I want to say thank you to the Health Foundation of South Florida for making this happen. Senator Bullard, you were just talking about the mistrust with the healthcare system and certain things. And I have to recognize that in September, which is right now, okay,
literally,
it is Prostate Cancer Awareness. And that's something that Black men suffer from at a high number. I would love for you to be able to kind of weigh in on that.
Sure. You know, as you get older, you may develop some issues with your prostate, and that's what happened to me. And so I just went to my doctor last week to find out that my prostate is very large. It's not cancerous, thank God, or anything of that nature. But what ends up happening is that they said your prostate is supposed to be like 28 centimeters, and mine's like 150, 3 times the size. So you have to recognize the symptoms. When you're urinating a lot and what have you, you know that's not normal. And if you do not, you're a fool, and you're being foolish, and you're playing with your life if you do not recognize there's something wrong, and you got to check that out. And I'm not saying that, you know, death or, you know, anything of that nature, but it's uncomfortable. So they gave me some medication to shrink the prostate. And 6 months later, I go back to see my doctor in 6 months, and hopefully it'll be shrunk, and, you know, I'll be okay. But it's for real. It's very real. It's a real issue. So, and like I said, the older we get, I'm 64 years old. You know, I turned 50, got type 2 diabetes and hypertension at 50 years old. I almost died because of the not being able to recognize, and I'm a learned man, not being able to recognize the symptoms from diabetes.
Wow.
You know, almost died. My reading was in 600. I don't know if anybody knows that, how high that is. That's crazy. I was, you know, I should have been dead. So, taking us back to the prostate, it's all about recognition. If you know something's not right down there, check it out. Don't be a fool.
You know, it's crazy. My dad, 7 years ago, you know, my dad, he's a very private person. Just that's his generation. And one of the cleaners at the cleaner at the house told my mom, she said that, I don't know what's going on, but in your husband's bathroom there's like blood on the floor. And my dad was having an eyesight problem at the time. And it wasn't until my mom went to my dad was like, yo, like, what's going on? Like, you need to go to the doctor. Went to the doctor, bladder cancer. Wasn't getting checkup or anything of that nature. And they started treating it, and they were treating to the point to where he had to get the surgery. And we've been dealing with this for 7 years now. And so just today, 2 months ago, almost a year ago, they put him on this chemo treatment, and he was fine. About a month ago, the cancer came back, but it was because he had go to 6 months. So this morning I had to take him to get another treatment. But if my dad, if the cleaning lady at the time didn't say anything, then that could have gone a totally different way.
Yeah, it goes back to this notion of us being strong.
Yeah.
You know, real strength comes from a level of vulnerability and like knowing something is wrong.
Yeah.
And so, you know, I know you thank the Health Foundation of South Florida, but I think a lot of people immediately think about medical care as the emergency room.
The emergency room.
Right.
Yep.
And so we have to get out of that habit
Yep.
as well about periodically getting those checkups, finding out that there are low cost and no cost benefits. You know, a lot of people like to knock the former president, Barack Obama, but the ACA,
Yep.
you know, the creation of that, part of the institution of that
Early
was
detection.
making sure
Mhm.
folks with pre-existing
Yep.
conditions could get treatment.
Mhm.
Because what a lot of people don't appreciate was you were being denied care if you had a family history of hypertension
Mhm.
or a family history of diabetes
Mhm.
or a family history of cancer.
Mhm.
Like you wouldn't be able to get insurance at all,
Mhm.
right? So the idea of people having access to low cost insurance, you know, the ability to go to free or low cost clinics, you
Mhm.
know, that's important, and use those places. And another thing is like, don't view them as, oh, that's what poor people do.
Mm.
Because I think a lot of people kind of get caught up in this mentality that I can't go to the free clinic because that's beneath me, and I don't have insurance because that's above me. So I'm in this
Mhm.
weird middle section. If you got insurance or not, go to the free clinic.
Mhm.
Yeah.
You know,
Right.
Planned Parenthood, quiet as kept,
Yep.
gives men checkups too. So it's like those are the things that a lot of black men need to like,
Yeah.
you know, dispel the myth
Mhm.
about why healthcare is scary.
Yeah.
You know what I think another issue is too, that you know, actually finding out if there is a problem, managing that mentally.
Yeah.
You know, I think a lot of black men deal with that as well. It's like, I'd rather not know.
Yeah. Okay.
You know what I mean? I'd rather not know, because now when I know, you know how they used to say back in the G.I. Joe days, knowing is half the battle. Now that I know, now, you know, I'm going to, you know,
Now
my
I gotta
life.
deal with it.
Yeah, I got to deal with it. My life is going to be turned upside down. So a lot of people stay in that silo of just like, oh, I'll just stay in this ignorance and not in the know, and not even understanding how medicine has advanced over, you know, over the years, and how, you know, like you have people like, you know, like Magic Johnson, he's like the poster child.
But there's
You
a
know what I
prime
mean?
example, right?
Yeah.
I mean, in 1992, if you were to say in 1992 that someone with AIDS would still be living in 2025,
Yeah.
would have been like, forget about it. So you're right. He is the poster child,
Yeah.
but we need to look at him as an example of the right thing, like
Mhm.
getting the checkups, doing the thing,
Right.
Yeah,
getting it done.
absolutely.
Listen, listen, whether you deal with it or you don't deal with it, you're gonna have to deal with
Right.
it.
That part.
So regardless, so you might as well just deal with it.
Don't go to the upper room.
No, exactly, right.
I love the fact that we're here in this barbershop in Overtown right now having this conversation.
Yeah.
What, you know, because of that, I would like for, you know, you gentlemen to talk about these conversations being in barbershop. Like, what does that mean to have these powerful conversations in a barbershop?
Well, I think, you know, this is what we do. This is what we do, and this is how we pass on knowledge, information, everything. You know, this is our way. Like women, they go to the beauty parlor or the salon, and you know they are able to get together and have conversations about what's going on in their lives and what have you. This is our opportunity to talk to our brothers and about everything, whether it's health, whether it's whether your status of your marriage, or everything we do, and it's just a cultural phenomenon in our community.
Listen, the barbershop is literally the meeting place.
Yeah.
And it's not just black men who just come into the meeting place, because some barbershops have women inside these places also.
Yes.
But it's just a place where real conversations happen, but it's just the type of conversation that we need to be having.
Yeah.
Like when we come here, like the fact that we're here in Overtown, which is my district, which is the mecca of where black folk gather, and I think we still gather here in this area. But we also there are clinics in this area. But I'm gonna be very frank with you all, and I will say it that we have to protect the clinics within these areas because there's a world where a lot of these clinics are slowly but surely going away because funding is going along with it, and they're being funded through the state. And when the state start cutting these funding and they have to start making these decisions on where to cut, they're coming into our areas. And so we have to make sure that as we're advocating for a lot of different things, we have to make sure that we are advocating for access to healthcare in our communities.
As you fight for these things for us, you know.
The thing I would add is that being in Overtown, being in a barbershop is critical. But understand, barbershop is where we used to get information.
That's
Yes.
right.
Yeah.
That's where you could buy insurance.
It was our group text.
Group text. Yeah, what's our group text?
So don't lose sight of that.
Yeah.
Like this is where we used to solve our problems.
Yeah.
And so when you have a problem, you can also bring it to this place as well.
Hey, stick with us. We'll be back with more barbershop conversations right here. Hey, we're back with barbershop conversations. We're talking Black men health and brotherhood, and that's what we have here, man, with my amazing esteemed guests. I want to touch on because we covered a lot of things, but what is the message now for your younger fraternity brothers, for your younger family members when it comes to prioritizing health?
The message that I would give to my fraternity brothers or any younger gentleman is that, listen, anybody who's lying on their deathbed, I can only imagine them saying that, I wish I would have. And no one wants to live in that type of mindset of regret. So what I would tell anyone is that, listen, don't save yourself that. Go do your due diligence because I'm sure your family, I want you around a long time. But the only way that can happen is that we have to become more bold about becoming serious about our health.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
What would you tell these cappers?
I mean, I would tell the Kappas the same thing, right? Get checked out. But I want to really put an emphasis because we're in the midst of football season, right?
Oh,
So,
yeah.
I remember watching an interview with a former football player saying that every game is the equivalent of a car accident for everybody involved. Like every game, 17, 18 games a season, that means 18 car accidents is what these dudes are going through. And of course, they have therapy and recovery and all the things. And, we're now learning about CTE. But for these brothers who are out here playing street football,
Yeah.
who are, playing football at their high schools,
Yeah.
like, you got to keep that mentality. Like, you're not going to get the $1 million recovery that the NFL provides. So it's important for you after the season's over with, 17, 18 years old, go get yourself checked out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Make sure you're not bruised up. Make sure, your organs are functioning properly because you've gone through that and you got your little, check at the beginning of the season to make sure you can play, but you got to do the same maintenance after the season. So for the especially super young brothers, we're talking about whether you're 12, 13, 14, go get checked out.
What would you tell your mentees? And thank you so much for sharing your personal stories.
My pleasure. So it's about development, and development at an early age. So as we grow, we start thinking about, you progress from elementary school to junior high school, college, and what have you. And you talk about things like marriage, you talk about things like prosperity and love and all these things. Make health an important part of your life.
That's right.
Because you're not going to have any of that if you don't.
So right now we're asking everyone to go to myhealthpledge.org right now. Make the pledge. All right. Also, don't forget that September is Prostate Cancer Awareness Month. So please, this will be the perfect time for you to get involved, take the pledge. All of these gentlemen here have taken the pledge.
Yes.
I want to thank Mr. Dexter Bridgeman for joining us today. I want to thank our Senator Shevrin Jones, and I want to thank former Senator Dwight Bullard so much for your stories, your time, your knowledge, and everything that you've provided here for our audience today. We really appreciate you all.
Thank you.
Enjoy being here.
Go get checked out.
Thank you. That was quicker than I thought, actually.
I know. I was like, wait.
I'm about to take a little nap. I'm just kidding.
I was like, oh, let me get back over here. No, that was a great conversation. I loved how organic it was, like you could tell like people's honesty and transparency was open. And I feel like people could really relate to that.
No, absolutely. And I think that the special touch, and I mentioned it before we showed it, where, Mr. Dexter Bridgeman gave his personal, stories. Like Karen just said up there, Dexter was keeping it very real. He really was, because he actually talked about his health issues and scares, and even, Senator Shevrin for talking about what happened with his dad. And sometimes that's what it takes. You want to hear some like real life stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You don't want no politics talk. You want like real conversations. And I think that's what the difference is. Even though we have politicians in a barbershop, they tend to give you a different spit in a barbershop than they probably would on a podium. So, we appreciate that stuff, and I know we have a lot of amazing women, that are in this room right now and joining this conversation. And I'm just going to urge y'all once again, whether it's your father, your brother, your cousin, your son, whomever, to focus today, again, with the blessings of Janae and Hilo News. We broke off from our normal protocol to address men's health. We put a little spin with Black men, but we have Latino men and, we have other men, so we just generally talking about men, but we were kind of hyper-focusing on some of the things because we know that prostate cancer, diabetes, and sickle cell tend to attack us at a higher rate, but, in general, we just definitely want men in general to take this pledge, and we gave out the information about the pledge. Karen, if you could put up put up a way how they could take the pledge and just give that to them one more time so we could post that. And, if you guys want to share any questions or anything that you may have about the conversation that we had in the comments, I'll be happy to express some more, information. And we have some people who are a part of the group that put this all together that are here with us as well. And they're going to be, posting some information that you guys can take as well to spread the word. But we're trying to get this done. The month is ending, so we're trying to make this initiative. We're looking to get 200 more men to take this pledge. So please, let's get it going. Let's get these men to the doctors, and that's what the pledge is all about. It's just really about having them commit that they'll go see a doctor within a certain period of time. That's all the pledge is. We're not even asking for blood, literally. We're just asking, for our men to do the right thing and urging them to do the right thing. Y'all niggas, I was about to say, y'all.
I was like, what?
Y'all ladies, excuse me.
I was like, where's this going?
I almost thought I was on the beat. Excuse me. I'm glad it didn't actually come out. I don't even know what was going to come out, but it sounded close to something, right?
Monetization before we even did it. Like,
I know, right? They're going to flag us, all kind of stuff. But ladies, the word I was really going to use, what I got crossed up with, was nag. Right. So women, sometimes you amazing lady could nag men about things that need to be done around the house. You could nag men about things that you need done for yourself. You could nag men about things that, they need to do to make more money or make things happen. But let's take it back to the basics. That's the kind of push that I've been on lately. Janae, even with Just Vote, leaving gun violence suppression and moving back to registering people to vote and getting people to understand why it's important to vote, is because I'm like, I can't talk to you about gun violence if you don't even know the basics. If you don't know your basic right to vote and register to vote, if you're not doing those basics, how can I talk to you about these other things? So what I'm urging you amazing women, and the word I was going to use is nag, nag them about that. Nag them about going to see the doctor, because it's the basics. and everything falls pale into comparison. Okay, they ain't gonna be able to do the laundry, they ain't gonna be able to do the yard, they ain't gonna be able to do all that other stuff that you're asking for if their health is not right, or if their health is declining, or if they're no longer around, which is the ultimate, right? So get to the nagging, ladies. Nag those men, your brothers, your uncle, your father, your son. Nag them to go take the pledge, please. Janae?
You know, I wanted us to have like a conversation as well about this, with you being a part of it. So what was a takeaway that you got from it? Like, what did you learn?
You interviewing me, sis? Let's go.
I mean, we discussed it.
Honestly, everything is true. And even with having that discussion, because, you know, sometimes I do things as my job, right? Like, even though this is a labor of love for us doing the podcast, I still approach it like how I'd approach my job, with a level of seriousness and attentiveness and certain things, right? So although I'm on this podcast right now talking to you about what you need to do, and although I was in that barbershop with those esteemed gentlemen talking about what we need to do, I still fall short. You know what I mean? And if it's not for the amazing and powerful women that I have surrounding me who do nag me to, hey, do this, hey, get checked out, hey, you should go see a doctor about that, you know, I probably wouldn't, you know? So it has to be something within ourselves that we have to course correct in order to understand that, you know, a person shouldn't have to nag us, or a person shouldn't have to tell us that we understand how important it is on our own or for ourselves to take those steps to check out our health. And while we're on the subject about health, I'll be remiss if I don't even include mental health. Mm-hmm. You know, it may not be that month right now, but I got to throw that one in there because it's just,
it's important. Overall health, you know? Yeah,
you're right. So, you know, so it's a process. It's a process. And, you know, and these conversations help. It helped me to understand more and more and more. So even though having that barbershop conversation, doing this segment here today is just cementing it even more of how important I need to make this just a part of my life, you know, versus a situational thing.
Oh, most definitely. I want to ask one of these questions that we got from Karen Gray. Why do you think it's so challenging to get our men to go to the doctor?
It's several things, Janae, to be quite honest with you. One time, right? So even my process of going to the doctor, and I have a really cool doctor. I have this Black lady, African, that is my doctor, Dr. Omoli, and I really like her. But it's a hassle, right? So as a busy person that I am, you know, as an entrepreneur, working for the radio station, all the different things I have going on, like doctor's office hours and appointments are never what they are, right? So if you make an appointment for 1 o'clock, you're not seeing that doctor till like 2 hour later or so. Let's just face it, right? So for me, I'm telling you, by the time you go in, you register, you fill out, update whatever paperwork, they put you in a room, you sit there, someone else comes to see you.
In the waiting room.
No, just the process before the actual doctor comes in, right? Mm-hmm. Another person comes, takes your pulse, do all that stuff, and then tells you, all right, the doctor be in shortly. To me, that's an hour right there. You understand? So that's one thing. It's just like it's never like an in and out situation. It's always like a process. So even for me to go see the doctor, I have to do it early. So like if I drop my daughter off to school, I gotta get an early appointment. That's one. The next thing, back in the days, it used to be a lot easier to get appointments. Now it's not. So you can call your doctor's office, and that's why urgent care and all these things are becoming so popular now. Because for you to see a doctor, it could take months. Yeah. Months. All right. So that's the other thing. The other thing, let's face it, not a lot of people or everybody have insurance. So affordability is going to be an issue of why some men don't go see the doctor. Then we have the Tuskegee experiment, you know, that kind of looms over our Black heritage and culture over the years, just not trusting doctors, not believing them. thinking that they're trying to put us on things that we don't need, and thinking that going to the doctor will cause us to be more sick than we came in, right? So a lot of it has some truth to it, but a lot of it also has myth to it as well. I mean, if you feel that way, go out, have a black doctor. If you know what I'm saying? If you feel that, so there's so many different options. So we just have to come out of that ignorant stage of where we just like, I don't trust no doctors. Well, find one you could trust, do your research, get a recommendation, but that's that level of ignorance, which is also another part of it too, just general ignorance, just not wanting to educate ourselves on what we need to do, how we need to do it. And then one thing I brought up even in the in the barbershop conversation is pride. Pride, like, twofolded. Pride of just, I'm good, I'm straight, I don't need no doctor. I'm a course correct anything that I know my body. I'll figure it out. I'll drink ginger ale like how we spoke about. And then the other part of it is that fear. That's the one we don't talk about, right? Fear. A lot of us have fears of going to the doctor, because if I don't know what's wrong with me, right, then I can move in that ignorance and be like, oh, whatever, until it reaches to a point when it might be too late, or I have to go to the emergency room, right? Because knowing now, what am I going to do with that information? Now I know I have prostate cancer. Now I don't want to know that I have prostate cancer, because now that's going to uproot my life. So unfortunately, a lot of men, thank you. My mom chimed in. Sometimes the fear of the unknown is really what I'm trying to say. Thank you, Mom. Yeah. Just, I don't want to know. I don't want to know. I don't want to know the results. That used to be a fear for me with HIV when it first came out. I didn't want to know until I became one of the biggest advocates, right? So, then I would take the shot and then I would post it to show other men I'm doing it, Yeah. Men are called to lead their families and true leadership without being healthy physically. That's a good point. Thanks, Jess. That's a great point she just had there. You know? We're led, we're supposed to lead the family, but sometimes we lead the family blindly, right? So we're leading based on machoism, and we're leading based on making sure we provide, and we lead on all the other stuff except for the real important common sense stuff that we miss out on, leading by example, So everybody's making a lot of really great points here.
No, definitely. The comments are blowing up. In our world, especially in our communities, a lot of times women, we're the ones like, helping to get our men to the doctor. And you mentioned nagging, but sometimes that's not effective. I'm like, what do you think men, like, what as the women in your life, like, what can we do to help encourage you? What type of tone, what type of way should we approach it? Because we need you guys in our lives. We don't want to lose you all either. We want you healthy, happy and strong. But is there an approach that you think that women can take to help encourage their men to go to the doctor?
It was so funny. I was actually having this conversation with someone earlier today. Just simply making the appointment for you. See, boom.
Yeah,
simply just making the
visits or making the appointment for you guys.
Yeah, simply just making the appointment for you. Like, hey, babe, you on your calendar, I made the appointment for you to go see a doctor. I already took care of everything, or it's on a day where I know you're free, or you have the day off, or however, if they know your schedule and they're able to, to help with that,
Yeah, or I would even go a step further and say, because that's not in my world, I don't think I would be able to do that, but it could also to figure out what that looks like to get your man's attention. So,
they had a movie. If you want to talk about what it could apply to you, they had a movie.
Wait, let me finish my thought.
Okay, go ahead.
No, I just wanted to say, like, it could look like scheduling time with your man and say, hey, let's schedule this appointment. I'm a be with you to, look through your calendar. I may not do it for you, but let me try to, settle you so you can make the effort to do it. And I'm gonna be right there with you. So that's the point. I just wanted to give another example of what that could look like.
No, for sure. And I think Jessica was chiming in that way, as well. And that's a great idea. But to your point, I remembered this movie, I think it's called Chirac.
Oh, yeah. I saw half of it.
So if I remember correctly, there was so much violence going on in Chicago, so the woman went on a pum strike.
Yes, sex strike. You saying do a sex strike and that'll get something? Okay.
Hey, you want this? Go get checked out, man.
Then everybody suffers. What's going on?
Well, it depends on your drive, but yeah, you have a good point there. But when you said it, that's why I was interrupting you, because it just came in my head like, that radio side of me, it just went in like a light bulb. I'm like, oh, Chirac, I remember the girls wasn't having sex with the guys who were gangbanging, you know what I mean, until they stopped killing each other.
Pretty much as women, we just need to figure out what it can take to get our men to go, whether that looks like doing it for them, whether that looks like holding their hand, whether that looks like joint visits, and like we, to help you guys feel more comfortable. I never even thought about the fear of possibly going. So that's something too to keep in mind, because we look at you guys as strong Superman. I'm never thinking that you're afraid to do anything as a man.
Yeah, because we internalize it all, but we're scared of a lot of stuff, but we
need to
internalize.
know that, because that's helpful. Like I think men don't realize I'm not going to speak for the entire race. Sex, but we look at you guys as Superman. So it's like, that's not even a thought in my head that you're afraid of something. So knowing that, like, both sides need to understand that, but definitely whatever it's going to take to make sure that, your man is healthy. And if you see some reluctance, like women, we could dig in to make sure that we can help them stay here a little bit longer with us and be healthier.
Yeah, man. It's a real thing. We hold a lot, but listen, I've broken down many a time, and full tears, just.
And we love that.
Yeah, overwhelmed
we love
with
the sensitive side. I mean, I like the hard side too now, but
right.
Side,
yeah, man. That's happened to me quite a few times where, I just can't hold it anymore, and it just weighs on me so much that I just break down and tears and just, and just let it all out, So it's a real thing. And thank you for tapping into that, Janae. And again, I got to keep thanking you for allowing us to kind of break ranks of what we normally talk about to address, men's health on That Part podcast. Really means a lot. And, I would love to do the same thing, for women when the time permits,
definitely.
anything that you're a part of or passionate about,
Yeah, we can definitely figure out, maybe that's breast cancer awareness, domestic violence awareness month, or mammogram. I know there's a time when Baptist Health does that, when they're putting a lot of attention on women getting mammograms. So yeah, we can figure that out. But honestly, to me, like I said earlier, women, we have a lot of attention. Like, here's the thing, everybody needs the help and the push, but we don't put enough of a spotlight on men, especially Black men. So to me, this is, digging in like this is very, very important. And even if we never did it for women, or didn't do it as much, I think doing this special episode for men is very important, because it doesn't get as much attention and as much care. So definitely a great conversation.
Absolutely. Hey, Nancy, what's up? So listen, Karen or Nancy, could you please put the website for My Pledge?
Or send it to us in a group chat.
My Health. Yeah, I think it's myhealthpledge.org. I just don't want to get it wrong. If you could just put it in the chat so everyone could see it. And we promised that we were going to let you guys off early tonight and keep it at an hour. So we are 3 minutes away from that hour. So we're going to wind it on down. Sometimes when we have our political conversations, we go on for a couple hours. But we did say we would keep it short in our pregame today. So we're gonna end it off in like 2 minutes. But we're going to wait for that not email address, but the website to pop up on the comments. But I think it's myhealthpledge.org, if I'm not mistaken. I know they'll correct me.
Yeah, I'm checking our text to see. Let me see. No, they didn't send it to us. So what we'll do, because we're coming up on time, we can put it in our social media posts, the information, so that people can, take the pledge. I'm not sure where Nancy or Karen is, but they haven't dropped the information yet.
She said
so.
thank you.
Yeah, she said thank you, but
we're looking for the website, Karen. If you can just text, put the website in the comment so we can close out the show with the website being up. I don't want to get it wrong. I believe it's myhealthpledge.org, but please correct me if I'm wrong, so I'm not sending everybody to the wrong website.
We'll do it in post, and we'll do an article with this as well on. We don't see it, Karen. We don't see it.
We see everything else in the text, but just put it post it in the comment for us.
Yeah, or text it to us in the group chat so we could put it in an article, and we'll post this on High Low News as well, and we'll put it in the comments when we do our recap for this episode. But before we get out of here, of course, we always want to tell you guys to like, subscribe, and follow. Like us in the on YouTube, that help us get closer to monetization. Share this with people. Our followers are slowly growing over there on YouTube, but we can always do better. So you guys helping us out helps us a lot, especially when you watch live and you're liking and you're commenting. That helps a lot. So we appreciate y'all in advance for your support.
Oh, I got it right. It's myhealthpledge.org.
Yay!
myhealthpledge.org. All right, so y'all make that pledge. Let me call out somebody. Wayne Weeks, hi Greg, can you make the pledge, please? Just log on to myhealthpledge.org. I see you on here. My future son-in-law Alden, can you make the pledge, please? myhealthpledge.org. All of the men in this room. And then, of course, Tontis, can you please make the pledge right now?
Yes, Tontis.
There's going to be consequences. myhealthpledge.org. You can't make us look crazy, Tontis. All right. Please do that for me right now. We really appreciate it. We're trying to get 100 men. My newest member to my radio show, Slim City, a.k.a. Omar Jeffrey, please make myhealthpledge.org. Thank you for putting that up there. All right, Janae, we're at an hour. We're out of here.
Yeah, well, let's tell people to follow us on social media. Let's put that up there. We still gotta pay the bills. We still gotta do the follow us on social media. On that part, is it That Part Podcast 305 on Instagram? Of course, you guys here are watching us on YouTube and our different platforms. If you found us from some of the pages that we're going live on from High Low News, go over to That Part Podcast pages and follow us over there as well. And PK, how can people connect with you and follow you?
Please hit me up on my Instagram at Papa_Keith. That's PAPA_KEITH. Please follow our movement, Just Vote, period, where we try to engage with our youth and encourage them to register and get involved with democracy at Just Vote, period. We are a nonprofit. Make sure you check us out on Instagram, Just Vote, period. Janae?
And you can follow me on social media. Go to High Low News. It's HYLONEWS. We're on all platforms. So follow us there. And then I guess if you care to follow me, it's at Janae.
No, if you want to stalk her, where do we go?
Stop saying that. Don't speak that over me. If you care about my boring little life, you could go over there and follow me. But I will really, really appreciate it if you follow High Low News on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, LinkedIn, and Twitter. And we're almost at 10K on Instagram. That's been a goal for this year. So yay. So get over there and follow us.
That part. Appreciate y'all so much. Enjoy the rest of your week.
Great show.
Listen, real quick. We're doing a prostate cancer awareness and sickle cell awareness walk this Saturday, 7 a.m. in the city of Miami Gardens. Please join us. We're leaving from Betty T. Ferguson Park. I'll be there with the truck, playing some music and vibing as we walk. And
that's powered by Optimal Health, right? The Hollis.
Powered by Optimal, yes. Definitely. So please join us out there. Senator Shevrin Jones, myself, Vice Mayor Robert Stevens, and the councilwoman, don't want to forget her name, Wells, City of Miami Gardens.
It's 4 of them.
I know.
None of their last name is Wells.
My bad, Queen. I'm so sorry. I really apologize in advance. All right, but we'll see y'all Saturday, 7
Good
a.m.
night.